This is Sucker Free Production, brought to you by Sucker Free University. On this episode, I want to talk about willpower. Like, what is willpower? Where it comes from? Is it natural? Is you born with it? Is it something you develop? How do you develop it? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? How do you work with it through your life and through situations in life? You know what I'm saying? But this is a topic I got from a good friend of mine, Husayn. Shout out to my friend Husayn, man. We chopped it up last night for a little minute. And we was talking about a lot of different topics, you know what I'm saying? So I'm probably bringing them on in the near future. But we was talking about some topics and, I was rumbling on, breaking things down and letting them know, financial literacy was the main objective of what I'm trying to do. And he was in, and I was basically telling him like how important it is for me to start developing a strong team. He was basically like, yeah, that's good, it's all good, but you gotta all the planning in the world don't mean that if the people around you, including myself, gotta have a strong will, gotta have a will to execute. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a will to kill, basically. You gotta, get it done. You know what I'm saying? How they say it in the business where you kill your food, you only eat what you kill. So you gotta have that, whether it's good or bad, you're gonna have your days of striking out. You gotta have that, you gotta treat a strikeout day like $1,000,000 day. And I understood, and it really like took my brain to somewhere else, because I really, I understand the importance of it, but it took my brain to a whole nother level of thinking last night, and I figured that was something I need to talk about. So I figured I want to shout this one out to you, bro, Husayn, like this topic on you. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, willpower is mandatory when you go on to certain hypes in life. It's mandatory because it ain't gonna be all good. People quickly display the luxuries and the successful part of life, but nobody want to show the hard part where you got to have certain things internally. You got to be self-aware on certain levels internally to get to that level. And willpower play a vital role in that, like having that that I ain't gonna say natural, but having that intellectual. Some people get it natural. You know what I'm saying? My willpower, I'm not sure if it came natural, but I can remember for me, my earliest remembrance of displaying willpower is being a young athlete in grade school and grammar school, and then playing Part 1 of football, being competitive, and having that natural zest and that natural energy to just want to compete with the man with the boy right next to me, and nutcrack, I want to hit hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the offensive line. I want to make sure that defensive lineman is not getting past me. You know what I mean? Those type of things. So I think that's my first, that I can remember, my first, yeah, as a child, was playing sports, being competitive. But and then later on down in life, willpower showed itself in my life on different levels. Not being so competitive, but being survival. You know what I'm saying? So willpower is different. It's different levels to it, it's different situations with it. But if you Google it, it'll say the ability to control yourself. You know what I'm saying? And strong determination to always you do something difficult. To the ability to control yourself, strong determination that allows you to do something difficult. The ability to control yourself and strong determination that allows you to do something difficult. That's a good, definition. But where does it come from? Like what's in you to make you want to be determined? The ability to have to possess that ability to be determined. You know what I'm saying? For me, I believe it has a great deal, and it comes from having just pride. Just, not want to be lesser, just having pride. You know what I'm saying? Having as a youngin, as a child, just having pride, you know what I'm saying, about whatever you're doing, but not even consciously. It's just something natural. So maybe, you know what I'm saying, in certain situations, like I said earlier, it is natural, but having pride about whatever you're doing, whatever the situation may be. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the definitions that I believe willpower comes from, just having the pride and want to get to the end goal, the end objective, and not want to fail yourself first and the people around you second, not just want to fall off and look weak. But then as you develop and you get older, willpower, it come different. Like I said earlier, when I was younger, in my youth, in my extreme youth, in my young years, willpower came on a competitive level, just being a kid, want to play basketball and football and be better. You know what I'm saying? Get off the bench and get in the start and start. And I did that. But as I got older into my teenage years, into my young adult years, it became a survival thing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta eat. Gotta have somewhere to live. Gotta have clothes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even, that's one thing that, and like with me and then a lot of people around me in my community, even when we ain't got it, we want to look like we got it. So that was one bad trait I had. Like I could have had, living better, but my survival mode told me I couldn't let people know how, couldn't look like I was, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's where willpower came in, to where if I don't get up and do whatever I gotta do, it ain't no eating, ain't no, my mother moved out of state, so I was, I fend for myself by choice, you know what I'm saying? And I had to do what I had to do, you know what I'm saying? So, if I didn't take care of self, it wasn't nothing going on, you know what I'm saying? So that willpower for me kicked up on that level as a young adult. Then as I got older, into my older adolescence, and then into my manhood, what I consider my manhood, my late 20s, early 30s, willpower came into me, just want to change who I used to be and become a new person. That's the beautiful thing I think about life. You only got one life to live, but you could rewrite your life so many different times before, in that one life. You know what I'm saying? That's the best. That's what I come to realize, and me being self-aware about myself and having pride about myself, enough pride about myself, and me being self-aware about myself, that I don't care what nobody say. I'm a change. I'm a evolve into having the willpower to evolve in who I need to be. A lot of people got deal with weird pride. Like they won't allow a person to see them in transition and changing into becoming a different and better person. They rather stay stuck on stupid. And if you stay stuck, there's no such thing as staying in place. It's always going down. You never run in place. Sooner or later, you're going to get tired and you're going to digress. There's no such thing as staying on an even plane. Eventually, you're going down. So you got to always be kicking up. Always be kicking up. Even if you're taking baby steps. Like, that's my thing. I'm not in it for the big gains. I'm in it for the gradual steps. I see more and I appreciate more and I learn more that way. My experiences has got me this far, so I'm big on that. So I'm not trying to, get ahead of myself. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to live off experience. That way, if and when it ever come time for a backtrack, when it go down, I got a better understanding of how to get back up. But back to the willpower. All that come from willpower. What I was saying, when I came into my 30s and what I consider my manhood, me having that conversation with myself that I don't want to, that what I was doing was in the way. And I knew better, but I didn't know no better because I had experience. Like, so it came into me where I had to separate myself from people, you know what I'm saying, and really start doing a different thing, talking to different, you know what I'm saying, doing a different, being around different people, talking to different people, and doing different things and upgrading myself. Not that I'm better than nobody, because I ain't better than nobody, but I'm definitely not nobody equal. Definitely not equal to nobody. But at the same time, humbly, I'm not better than nobody. But that's just how I carry myself. But anyway, it was easier for me, and that all come back to self-awareness. It was not even that hard for me to want to do what I set out to do, which was get my stuff together and separate myself and know it's a better life than living what I indoctrinated myself with, really, because ain't nobody made me do what I did. I put it in my own thoughts and tried to execute on it. Had the willpower to execute on that level. And, so when I really wanted to do something different, the willpower was in me, and the pride and the self-esteem was in me that I don't care what people think. People could say, oh, Chop on some weird, Chop acting weird. But it ain't matter, because I'm looking at y'all like y'all weird now, because at the end of the day, no matter what you can say about me, good or bad, I'm doing something different. Y'all, a lot of people still stuck on what they and we was doing. We was teens, like trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? So my thing is, my circle is at like this. It ain't nothing. It's just family right now. I don't really do too much of nothing. It's all about self-development. And I got the willpower and the self-esteem and self-awareness to understand that it ain't about, it's all about improving, having what it takes in yourself to be like, damn, what my immediate peers think of me. I gotta lead by example and develop myself to become a better person. And that only take the will from yourself first, and then the will of God know what I'm saying, second. But everything starts with yourself. I mean, you could put God first, but I believe we are who we are. You know what I'm saying? God, if you believe in God, God put you here to control yourself. You know what I'm saying? He ain't put you here for him to drive the wheel. That's why if he had to drive the wheel, he wouldn't need you. You know what I'm saying? Simple. He put you here to control yourself. So it's always everything over for me. My self-awareness tells me everything lead back to me first. Everything starts with me first. And then I go to my higher power or my spiritual whatever second. But everything starts with me. Because how I've come to live and learn in my times, whatever I was looking for it was all in here. Whether it was in my heart, in my mind, my spirit, it was all in here. And whatever was in here led me to the next step. You know what I'm saying? I never got a visual. Nobody never physically came and sat. And, nah, everything was in here. And you know what I'm saying? So everything starts with you. So back to willpower. That willpower definitely it gives you, and it gives you that determination from willpower gives you it kind of in a certain way it could work against you because it could also build arrogancy. When you know you got that ability, when you are self-aware of your ability, and you know you got the ability to do certain things in difficult times, it kind of can make you a deviant and arrogant in certain situations. So you have to also be conscious of the willpower and know when to execute it and when to display it and when not to use it to manipulate in a bad way. Because manipulation, that's another topic, but all manipulation is definitely not bad manipulation. We just been indoctrinated and introduced to manipulation as a bad thing, but it's not. But back to willpower, you got the willpower, you got to use it. It could be both, good and bad. The good part is it'll get you out of tough times and how you moving forward, and then that energy are transferred to the people around you. People see, we all going through the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But if people see you doing a positive thing, you know what I'm saying, and doing what need to be done, sacrificing and making that happen, trying to bring people morale up in a difficult time that we all experiencing, that energy transfers, no matter you believe it or you don't. It's a fact. Energy transfers. So if it's a bad situation, but somebody always saying they got a good spirit, you're gonna naturally it's like magnet. You're going naturally, that energy gonna come to you, because everybody wants to be, no matter what type of person you is, nobody want to be stuck on in a bad mood. And that once that good energy come around, it motivates. Down energy demotivates. When you got somebody who always on the up, you want to be on the up too, and playing your part. So when that energy, and when you got something in you that you just see that other people don't have in them, you gotta put that energy on. Whether you're on the work site, you doing a double. You at your 12th hour on a 16-hour shift. You on a construction site. This is what I know from personal experience. You on that construction site, man. You just late night too. Niggas tired, but you got this quota to meet. Niggas tired. You got to get out there and you doing demo on a building that got mold and all this wild stuff in it, but we got to knock it down. We got to get the code. Niggas tired. We've been going crazy. Physical labor. You got to be the one to grab that axe and chopping it down. Come on. Niggas see you getting money. They gonna want to get money because they don't want to be the one that get the pink slip on Friday. It's all, you know what I'm saying? We all got it. Sometimes we just got to be around certain things and certain environments, triggers to bring it out of us. You know what I'm saying? You got to, and then as a certain person, if you know yourself, you got to know how to bring certain things out of people. People see things in me that they think I don't see in myself, but just because I don't display it to them, they don't think I have it. I can see, people try to motivate me, but I don't really be needing motivation with certain things. It's just I'm self-aware and know what things to bring certain things out. But I see things in people, and when I bring it to their attention, they be like, nah, bro, that ain't. But sometimes you gotta know how to manipulate situations and bring the will out of them, motivate them to be a better person. And sometimes it's like riding a bike or swimming. You might know how to ride a bike, or you might know how to swim already, or you might know how to drive a car already, but you never did it. So you thinking like, man, I ain't fucking with. Nah, try something new. Have the will in yourself not and to be fearless with certain things and just do it. And once you do it and you got the hang, I know how to do this shit all the whole time. Now you moving. Now you can't stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's what everything. But willpower, it comes from. For me, I guess it was natural, but some people you develop it through adversity. Because I felt like times I developed different aspects of willpower through my adversities in life. I mean, struggles I went through in life when I had no choice but to go and do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was get a job, or hustle, or do both. You know what I'm saying? When I had to do what I had to do for the sacrifice to take care of my child and myself. You know what I mean? It comes from different things. You might your willpower might come from depression. It might come from torture. It might come from, it comes from different things. You might go through different things in your development, or even encourage situations as an adult. You might go through a deep depression and you in a hole. You know what I'm saying? And you stuck and you down, you got that cloud over you. You don't know what to do. I know how I feel. I had that cloud over you. And you just don't know what to do. The willpower keep you fighting and just know, like, all right, this is an emotion. No matter how you feel, like I said before, you can't heal some certain wounds, but you can patch them up. You know what I mean? So you gotta keep moving and knowing you better than certain situations. No matter what happened, it's all the test of life and the test of time. And you gotta overcome everything. That's where the self-esteem and certain things come from in yourself. The willpower coming you to do better, and it's coming from personal experience to do better for yourself, do better for the situation. Because it's always, no matter what's going on, no matter how bad it is, it always can be worse, and there's always somebody doing worse. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, what I tell myself, and it's just me talking to myself literally, man, get off the bullshit. Stop making up excuses. Stop bitching, you know what I'm saying? Get to it, you know what I mean? Because no matter you making excuses, that only make it worse. Action make it better. You know what I'm saying? Go forward. Little steps turn into big steps, you know what I'm saying? But being a bitch, and this is me talking to myself, being a bitch and trying to find an excuse to, you know what I mean, do whatever, that is only going to go in a decline. And decline is for depression. Complacency is depression for me. I'm not a stagnative type of person. I got to always keep going, or I get bored, and boredom turns into depression. Depression turns into, you know what I'm saying, the fuckery, you know what I'm saying? And that's just me being honest. So with me, it's all about being consistent, even through the bad times, because that's when you get your real test of willpower and morale, through the bad times, you know what I'm saying? Your integrity. I mean, another good topic of mine, I'm definitely going to touch integrity, because that's something that through all, you have to keep your integrity, even through the darkest time. And that's a lot of things. I feel like people that surrounded me, because I can't speak for the world, I only can speak for my community. I'm from North. I only can speak for my people. I feel like a lot of people around me don't even know what integrity is. You know what I'm saying? And then for the ones who do know it, they don't have a, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to get to that. But willpower is for me, once again, I'm speaking for me, willpower is the one to be when it's a million-man march and everybody talking one word, no matter what it is, and you don't agree with it. You don't got to be vocal, but you don't got to stand with it. And I mean, taking your stance, knowing right from wrong, and not being a follower. Having the will to stand alone and look, you know what I mean, look like the odd man on the island, and no matter what the outcome. But you know what you know, and you got to do what you do for the outcome. Not being the individual, got sacrificing. The willpower come from not want to always see great for self, but want to see best for others, and realizing letting others do them is always going to be best for you. Letting the people around you sometimes be more in position than you is always going to be, and in most cases, going to be better for you in the long run. I mean, that's my thing. I'm going to always be good. That's my number one thing. Ain't no reason for me to hold back information. I'm always going to be good. My thing is to put people around me and my loved ones in a better position, or help them with their position so I can do me. Because I'm going to be good. And once everything around me moving and running like water, and we got a smooth running ecosystem, it's all up. Because I know, I'm self-aware to know I definitely had the willpower to overcome adversity through the darkest situations. And I'm not saying it's overnight with me. And I don't rush things with me because I need to heal. But I know, guaranteed, no matter what I go through, I'm going to overcome except for when I die. But anything else that happened, I done been through enough to know me, self-aware. I'm going to come through. I'm going to push through it. So I'm comfortable with that enough to know I don't have to rush my process. I just got to stay consistent with my process. My thing is helping everything and everyone around me without overextending myself, and you know what I mean, with they situation. So when they're in position, my will is gonna kick in 1,000% more because I got resources around me now. So now everything around me is more easy and accessible for myself, and that's what it all is for all of us too. We gotta have the will and not be selfish. Some people, that's what I'm saying. Some people power can be used for devious things and selfish things. I mean, people might see they got the will to do the thing another person can't, and they might thrive in that situation and overly take advantage in a selfish manner. No, sometimes you gotta have the will to pass on and let people do them. You know what I'm saying? If you content in who you are, and you feel like you strong in your position, you gotta always be willing to empower. You know what I'm saying? That's you gotta be willing to empower. if that make any sense. So yeah, that's another topic. This is one topic. I'm freestyling with this too. This is something me and Husayn was talking about last night. I ain't got no notes written down. I just got the definition. So this is something me and who was talking about last night. I'm gonna bring bro on, and we gonna chop it up about the topic we was directly talking about last night. But willpower is needed in everyday life because everyday life is difficult situations that you gotta overcome, and you gotta, you gotta use your will to hold your tongue with certain things. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know how to hold your tongue. You gotta know how to hold. You gotta have willpower. Comes in so many. Power is. It comes in so many different dimensions and at so many different situations. You gotta have an understanding, and this all leads back to self-awareness. But you gotta willpower is one of the most. You know what I'm saying? Most used things in everyday life. Say that. We'll say that it's one of them. You willpower is you, especially if you got a certain personality traits. You gotta have the will to indulge in certain things. You gotta have the will not to indulge in certain things. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have the will to step out the box. Like me, not to bring it up, who, because I know you probably gonna look at this. But me and who was talking about last night, like how who thing is how he wanna. You know what I'm saying? My brother, he definitely heavy into the religion. How he want to get into the crowd speaking thing. And he was like, he got the passion for it, he got the will to do it, but you know what I'm saying, when he get there, it don't run like water. And what I was telling my brother was, it's just repetition, man. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got the will to do it, the will, just because you got the will don't do it, don't mean it's going to run like water, come out perfect. Some things are just repetition, man. If you ain't scared to get up there and do it, you know what I'm saying? And in his mind, he wasn't scared at all, but he said it wasn't running, so in his mind, he thinking like he froze, like, nah. Nah, man, it ain't that. Like, nah, man, because he on a fitness thing, too. I like, remember when we first started working out, you wasn't going right in that gym, benching no 225, my nigga. You wasn't going in there doing no 50 in a clip push-ups. You know what I mean? Look at it like that, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't fear that held you back. It was you had to get in shape, you know what I'm saying? So that's what you got to understand about willpower, too. Just because you got the will to do something don't mean it's going to always come out in your favor. And how you want it to come. Sometimes you gotta be conscious of it. Just because you got the strength to do something don't mean it's going to come out in your favor how you expect it. You got to have the strength to keep pushing when it don't come out in your favor. That's when the will come in. That's what I'm saying. Anybody could go through something, then react to something. That's human nature. That's not willpower. Reaction is not human nature. Reaction is not willpower. Willpower is 10% reaction, more so strategic and perseverance, So, yeah, this is just a freestyle episode. You know what I mean? I dedicate this to my man Husayn, to the brain. You know what I'm saying? My brother for many years, man, who go back teenagers, man. Yeah, but I mean, leave your comments, like, favorite, and subscribe. I take all comments, good and bad. I don't care. I'm on a whole nother vibe. I ain't worried about it. And I give a positive comment to the negative comment, because I understand. I don't even want people to agree with me. I'm looking for the disagreement so I can get some feedback so we can have an understanding. Because this is just coming from me. I'm not an expert on nothing. I'm just giving you my personal life and my views on things. And I look forward and I encourage for y'all to give me your opinions too, because it definitely means something to me. You know what I mean? In this journey I'm on right now and in my life, and to see where I can take it and who I meet and what I do with the things what I'm guaranteed to do. So this is one of my goals I'm doing. I'm saying put this content out for y'all. So the feedback is like very much appreciated. Like I said, like, favorite, and subscribe. And to the next episode. Stay sucker free.